all things Mavs.
Mavs fans, welcome into today's show. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, make sure you're following me on Twitter at all_things_Mavs. But I've got some heartbreaking news to share with you to start off today's show. Hashtag Giannis to Dallas is officially dead. We'll be holding a service for him very soon here in Dallas. If you want to join, I'll tweet out that information. But yeah, he's staying in Milwaukee. He's staying put. He's signing a supermax contract worth $218 million, which means he's guaranteed $256 million over the next 6 seasons with the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, this hurts, right? And so pour one out and type hashtag Giannis to Dallas one last time before we're never allowed to type it ever again in the comments section. But it hurts, but I'll say this. You have to admire the Dirk-like loyalty that Giannis is doing here. I think it's good for the NBA as a whole. It just stinks for the Dallas Mavericks, who had the 2021 cap space to actually make a run at Giannis, unlike a lot of teams in the league right now. Now, the Mavs had that cap space ready. They were ready to go out and basically pursue him on any type of deal that they could get him on. It would have to be a max, obviously. But now they have other options that they'll be able to go after in 2021, and I think one of those options will be maintaining the guys that they already have under contract. Josh Richardson has a $12 million player option. If Josh Richardson does what he's been doing in preseason, in the regular season, he's not opting into that deal. Let's just say that right now. Tim Hardaway Jr. will be an unrestricted free agent. I could see them choosing between he or Josh Richardson. James Johnson will be a UFA if he continues to have the impact on the culture like I think he will. Maybe he gets a veterans minimum deal at the end of this. Boban might be Goban here pretty soon if they let him walk in free agency. And then they got a two-way contract for Tyler Bay that they might want to guarantee. So the options are on the table, whether it's keeping their own guys or it's chasing somebody else in 2021, like a Victor Oladipo or maybe even a Rudy Gobert. I'm going to let you guys decide the next hashtag campaign in the comment section because I started, I'll take credit for it, I started hashtag Giannis to Dallas. We got it trending here on YouTube. We got more comments on that video from a while back than I think any other video on this channel by just saying hashtag Giannis to Dallas. So now, you make up the next one. You decide which player you want to fill in to this blank. Hashtag who to Dallas? Bradley Beal? Victor Oladipo? Anybody else? You decide in the comment section. And while you're doing that, I'm going to make sure you subscribe to the channel because All Things Mavs has been growing like crazy because of you. So when you go to youtube.com/allthingsmavs, you can be a part of the growth that has happened here and continue to help us improve, and also turn on your notifications because you want to be one of those people that sees the video before anyone else. Because I know when I go watch Mavs games with my friends, they're like, oh, well, did you hear about so-and-so? I'm like, well, yeah, of course I did. I talked about it on my show. You must not be subscribed, and you must not have your notifications on. Don't be that person. Turn on your notifications and catch every video right when it drops. Now let's talk about some more Mavs really centric things in Luka Doncic. The dude's been incredible. He has been outstanding in his first 2 preseason games, and I know it's the preseason, but we're allowed to overreact when it comes to the MVP odds-on favorite that is Luka Doncic. He's looked good from 3. The first game, he was 3 of 5. The second game, he took a few, that he probably shouldn't have taken, so he went 3 of 8, so the percentage dropped a little bit, but his step back looked good. The arc on his shot looked better than it usually does. And he looked confident. Now, early on in these games, I have had a few question marks. Early on, he's airballed a shot in both games to start it, and they've been floaters. I think he's just kind of getting back into the flow of things. But when he does, I mean, the dude went off for 27 points in a preseason game that felt kind of like a regular season game with the amount of time that the starters were playing for both teams. He's looked strong. He's driving to the basket well. And some people have called him out for being, well, a little hefty down here. The kid is fine. He's never been in the best shape of his life. He'll get there eventually. He has plenty of time to continue to get there. So don't stress out. He's 21 years old. He'll be just fine, and he looks fine because he's scoring 20-plus points a game in the preseason. But when the regular season rolls around and it actually matters, I want to know what you guys think. He averaged 28.8 points per game last season. Will he average more, or will he average less than that this upcoming season? Type M for more, type L for less. I would say more while Porzingis is out. But I think by the end of the year, you might see that dip down a little bit, and that's probably what you want, to see the points per game go down and the assist to continue to rise, and same with the efficiency. I'm going to type L for less, but it's not a bad thing. Don't freak out. Now let's talk about one guy that will also cause Luka Doncic's points per game to drop, and that's Josh Richardson, who has just killed it early on in the preseason. Shooting has been incredible. Playmaking has been incredible. The defense has been there as we already knew it would be. And also, just his fit in general with this team has been so perfect. In fact, I'm convinced that I'm ready to say it. Josh Richardson's going to be this team's third best player all year long. I know it was Tim Hardaway Jr. last year, and I know I said kind of before we got into this that, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Josh Richardson would take turns being the third best player on the Mavs. I don't think that's true anymore. When you factor in defense with Josh Richardson and his ability to put the ball on the floor and his smart decision-making that Tim Hardaway Jr. sometimes lacks, I'd be tapping my JR to say that Josh Richardson is the third best player on this team without a doubt. And honestly, the preseason numbers back it up. I mean, 20.5 points per game in 2 games. He has shot the ball 8 for 10 from beyond the three-point arc in combined games. It has been outstanding. Now, to be fair, the numbers are a little bit skewed because of how good that second game was. 23 points in the second game, 7 boards, shot 5 of 6 from 3, but he played starter minutes, and he played against starters as well, so he proved when he plays that much, he can average that much. I am all in on the Josh Richardson hype train. Defensively, he's there. Playmaking, he's there. Shooting, apparently he's there. That was the one question mark I had about him, was would he be able to fill up and make up for what Seth did? So far he can. I'll be honest, he's a better fit in this team than Seth Curry ever was. There, I said it. Some of you might get mad, but it's true. Now, one thing you won't get mad at is this awesome deal from Fanatics that I've hooked you up with, chatsports.com/Mavs jersey. Best place to go. And if you're watching this on Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening maybe you're laying down after a long day at work and you're watching this show, go to this link because it's 65% off right now. The best time to buy Christmas gifts are with the sales from Fanatics. And if you're watching this on a different day, still check out that link because it might be a different percent off. They might still be doing free shipping. Check them out, chatsports.com/Mavs jersey. Maybe you want a Luka jersey, maybe you want a Josh Richardson jersey, Dorian Finney-Smith, Tim Hardaway Jr., Kristaps Porzingis, or heck, maybe you want the GOAT, Dirk Nowitzki. Whoever you want, it's all available at this link. Now, kind of breaking down what this team has been so far, you kind of look at the starting five, and the one glaring hole in the starting five right now is at the big man position with Dwight Powell. And so we're going to talk about it, okay? Because I know it's been the biggest controversy on Twitter, and I'm going to bring it up for you guys to discuss as well, because Dwight Powell just hasn't been that strong. And I'm going to talk more about him here in just a minute, but if you want to have more Dwight Powell discussion or just Mavs discussion in general, I've been breaking it all down at all_things_Mavs. That link is always in the description of these videos, or you can see it right on screen, or just go to Twitter and type that in. I promise you we can talk all things Dallas Mavericks all the time. But getting back into the big man position here, look, I love Dwight Powell as a person, and I'm glad that he's back from Achilles injury, and I still think he can help on offense. But in 2 games against the Bucks, and part of it's because Rick set him up to fail, he has looked terrible on the defensive end. Powell has never been a very good defender. And now, coming off an Achilles injury, Rick Carlisle, for some reason, stuck him on Giannis both games. He gets abused. And then he says, okay, we'll switch you over and stick you on Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is just as strong as Giannis is, if not stronger. And so Powell just didn't look good. So, you know what? I think part of that isn't his fault. Part of it is just set up to fail. But offensively, he's been okay. He's still catching lobs. The dude just, he doesn't know how to shoot. And that's really all it is. But one guy that I have been impressed with has been Maxi Kleber. And I always have been. I've always been on Maxi Kleber's side. And we're right back to it. Because in 2 preseason games, he's put up a combined 22 points, a combined 11 rebounds. He's shot 6 of 10 from the field as a whole. And just about all 6 have come from three-point arc. The guy can shoot. And his shot looks like butter. And he's a much better defender than I think Dwight Powell ever will be. But you know what I wouldn't mind seeing is putting Willie Cauley-Stein in the starting 5. And you put Willie Cauley-Stein in the starting 5 and you bring Maxi and Powell off the bench together because I think they complement each other well as options off the bench. Cauley-Stein in Game 2 of the preseason put up 8 points in 8 minutes. 2 of those shots were threes, and the other one was a lob to the rim where he just threw one down. And now we saw a lot of offseason workouts about him shooting threes and him taking some jump shots. And I was like, okay, are we really going to buy into this? Am I really going to start a Willie Cauley-Stein island like I did a Justin Jackson island? You know what? Yes, I've planted my flag. I've got a tent there. Feel free to move in because I think Willie Cauley-Stein is the real deal. And I think he can help this team out quite a bit if the Mavs trust him. And for Willie Cauley-Stein's sake, his motor on defense is there because he can be a good defender. As he proved in college, he won Defensive Player of the Year. But he doesn't always look interested in playing defense. And that's the one concern I do have with Willie Cauley-Stein. And I know you guys would probably crucify me if I didn't talk about Boban Marjanovic, so I'm going to. Look, 7 minutes per game, His per 36 numbers are off the charts. He's scoring 6 points and 4 rebounds in 7 minutes. That's great. But, at the end of the day, the guy can't move. So he's fun to have out there every once in a while in short spurts. But that's really what Boban is. And he's a fun locker room guy and a fun guy to have off the bench. And when he comes in, he gets you a bucket and guarantees you about 4 rebounds every 5 minutes. So who do you think should start? And you're like, Jimmy, where's Boban? I'm sorry, I'm not even going to include him. He should not start for this team. But while Porzingis is out, who should be starting? Type DP for Dwight Powell, MK for Maxi Kleber, or WCS for Willie Cauley-Stein. In all honesty, I think it should be either of these two guys, and not this guy. Just go ahead and hide that one. Don't type DP. I'm sorry, Dwight. But let's talk about the rookies for a minute, because I have seen a lot of other rookies that I've liked and a little bit that I haven't liked all that much. The Mavs drafted Josh Green, 18th pick overall, Tyrell Terry, 31st pick, Tyler Bay they acquired with the 36th overall pick, and then Nate Hinton they went out and got as an undrafted free agent. And I think all of them have been a little bit impressive in their own rights, but some have been a little disappointing. So who's been the most impressive so far? You guys let me know, and then I'm about to tell you who I think. But Josh Green, Tyler Bay, Tyrell Terry, or Nate Hinton, let me know in the comment section of this video. And in all honesty, it's the guy that it should be. I know we hyped up Tyrell Terry a lot. I know I was really excited about him. But when you take a guy at 18, he's supposed to be the best rookie on the floor. And he has been just that. I've seen him cut to the basket. He moves so well without the ball. I've seen him pull up for floaters. He airballed one. He knocked down another one. I've seen him knock down 2 threes now. I've seen him pull up from mid-range. He knows how to score the basketball, and he knows how to play his role. But the thing I've loved the most about Josh Green has been his defensive ability and versatility. He is all in on the defensive end. But let's talk about the hashtag HINTONHIVE, and go ahead and spam it in the comments, hashtag HINTONHIVE right now. Last year I know it was the Josh Reeves hive. Well, we moved on from him. Now we're on to Nate Hinton. And look, in game 1, he was outstanding. 8 points, 8 boards, 4 assists in 15 minutes as an undrafted free agent. That is not supposed to happen. And I love seeing it. He comes in and he makes an immediate impact. He knocked down a 3. He sniffed out a few offensive rebounds. But then game 2, Rick only played him 4 minutes. So I think we'll see a lot of Nate Hinton in game 3, and that's when the Hinton Hive will come alive, which is why I want you to type it in the comments right now, because all year long, we're going to be pushing for this guy to get more minutes. I don't care. I want him to play. He can be this team's Lou Dort. That's what I hope he turns into. Will he actually? I don't know. That's probably a stretch. But at the end of the day, I'm in the Hinton Hive, and you can be too. And now we'll talk about the 2 second-round pickups, Tyler Bay and Tyrell Terry, neither of which I've seen that much from that I've been super impressed with. In all honesty, Tyrell Terry's been, I just don't think he's ready, and I think that's okay. That's probably why he slipped to the second round. He's a little small. He's a little erratic at times. Tyler Bay, not mentioned on this graphic, did have 2 blocks in the first game, knocked down a nice little floater. I still need to see more out of these 2 guys before I'm ready to make a final verdict, but so far, jury's kind of out on these 2. We'll see more potentially in Game 3 against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which will be that final tune-up game for the Dallas Mavericks, 7:30 p.m. Central Time here in Dallas. Mavs are 2-0. Timberwolves are 0-2. You don't want to be preseason champs. Producer Brett pointed out before the show, you do not want to go undefeated in preseason. So, don't be scared if Luka does not play in this game and the Mavs just say, hey, we'll hand the Timberwolves a win. And it'll be fun to watch these guys play. I don't know if all these guys are going to play for Minnesota, but as of right now, their starting 5 is D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Josh Okogie, Jake Layman, and of course their star Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards has been pretty ugly to watch in preseason, so I'm excited to see if we get any real minutes from him against the Dallas Mavericks. It'll be the final game, so let me know in the comments who you want to see more out of in Game 3, the final game before the regular season starts. My answer, I'm going to say 3 guys. Number 1 is Tyler Bay. Number 2 is Tyrell Terry. Number 3, I got to see more from you, Dwight Powell. If you're going to be my starter, I need you to do more. Mavs fans, thanks for watching today's video. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel.